In today's tutorial, I'm going to paint another character from Tate James Books. Those of you who have seen my latest video on YouTube or have seen my Instagram stories know that I'm commissioned to paint all of Tate James' main characters for her office walls. What an exciting project! And today's beautiful lady is Madison Kate, from the best-selling series with the same name. And if you're interested in the extended step-by-step version of this tutorial, make sure to join me on Patreon at the Advanced Student Reward level to get access to the full content of this video. By joining me on Patreon, you get access to almost 200 painting videos and get exclusive discount codes to my live classes and online shop, and that for only $10 a month. What a steal! So go ahead and follow the link in the video description to join. Now let's begin. I start by mixing a basic skin tone with yellow ochre, burnt sienna and cadmium red. I use a mop brush to fill in the portrait and neck area. As always, I alternate the colors while painting in sections of my painting. Here I added a bit of a red magenta tone to the skin colors. Since the model has pink hair, I used the same tone and continued painting in the hair section. I leave out the flowers and leaves and use a detail brush to indicate more delicate hair strands. When I paint profile views of a portrait, I roughly know which areas need shadows and which not. Here you can see that I added a shadow right under her cheekbone and on her neck area, but I leave out her jaw area. I paint in the cheeks with a muted red tone by mixing cadmium red, magenta and burnt sienna. Now I start layering color pencils, starting with ochre to build depth on the face's structure. I continue with a light gray tone to dull the orange a bit down. With pink, I added a couple of accents on her cheekbones. Next, I used a white luminant shade to blend in the colors even more. I work relatively long on the cheek areas, as this is the most prominent part of the portrait facing the viewer. I mix a deep purple tone and draw individual hair strands with my finest detail brush. Now, to paint in the big white rose on top of her hair, it's essential to mix the exact shades. As you can see, for the inside, I only added thin lines to indicate the rose petals, but it works! Next on, I started refining her hair by painting in the darker strands. With my detail brush, I paint in some bolder curls. Next, I paint in her color with black. Now it's time to add some splashes. For this painting, I chose purple, blue and silver. To refine the hair, I mix white, pink and blue gouache and paint some light opaque strands of hair. Next on, I painted her bra. I only paint the shadow areas to keep it soft and light. To render the lace, I painted a random distressed pattern with a light gray tone. Now I could finally paint on the roses again. I apply the same technique I used with the white rose. I add precise lines with my detail brush to indicate petals. However, for the blue roses, I mix in gouache, as the regular watercolor is too transparent, and I need opaque paint for this effect. I also added in some pink petals to break up the blue a bit. To finish the petals, I painted some tiny dark contours around them. I painted a shadow around the center part of the white rose with a dark gray tone. At that point, I just used the paint on my palette, be it gouache or regular watercolor, whatever is available. In the end, I decided to darken the lower part of the hair because I found it too distracting. I painted over it with black gouache. Then I drew smaller hair strands to blend the black part into the rest of the hair. And then I mixed a light purple shade to add even more strands on top of the black again. As you can see, I redo some parts of my painting repeatedly until I'm satisfied with it. With gouache, you can do that, and this is why it became essential to my watercolor and mixed media process. And here is the final portrait. I'm thrilled with how she turned out, and I'm excited to paint the next character. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. Have you read some of Tate James' books already? Let me know. And I see you in the next one. Bye bye!